Well, the tool I use to iterate my design system with my teams is Figma. Why? Basically for 6 reasons. The first is because Figma is a product designed for the design of interfaces through online vector editing, which allows you to combine those layers of style and components that ultimately create a design system. The second reason is because I like it. It's FigJam tool that allows you to take advantage of a more interactive alignment with teams through the use of ready-to-use templates. For example, use them in a research stage. The third reason is because it allows me to publish component libraries for the team and thus facilitate collaboration with the rest. The fourth is because it allows me to design in a responsive way and at the same time an advanced use of, for example, component animation and building high-fidelity prototypes with clickable navigation used for example, user testing. The fifth reason is because I see more and more great support and variety of plugins that ultimately extend the functionalities of Figma. For example, I really like the one that allows you to design tokens of the component properties, for example, color, typography, and this and this. This plugin allows you to convert them into CSS variables to facilitate efficient development with FR. The sixth reason is because it allows this handoff from the step from design to development thanks to that synergy that I see very well with the Storybook application. This ultimately makes it easier for friend developers to centralize the components as a source of truth. And the sixth, or rather seventh reason is because now I also look very favorably on plugins based on artificial intelligence for generating copies of icons or text-to-design assistants. And this speeds up a lot and makes the design stage more efficient now. Regarding the design system in which I have participated, for example, here I am showing one that focuses on a client who managed two education and learning platforms are in some ways similar, but with their distinctive attributes here in the right panel. For example, we made the effort to be able to define that style guide that for example from the point of view of typography. The colors this for each of the companies or online platforms. Now we are going to take a look through a zoom and on the side of the libraries and components. For example, here we see that in the left panel we have 3 pages, and on this page here it was achieved detail. That library of components that basically served as documentation based on atomic design. For example, we see that at the top in the top rail, they are really all the components of atomic design from the atoms, the molecules, organisms, the template, and pages. And to make a zoom in on the atoms section here, you can see buttons and their respective variants as well as inputs and the signaling of each of the components with their respective nomination to facilitate exactly and avoid any type of confusion in each of the components can be seen. So in this group, the input type atoms, those text drawers that have served to be able to use them on the respective screens, both in Company A and Company B from a mobile view. That precisely what I pointed out corresponds to the entire lane. At the top of the mobile view components, as well as we can also see the buttons with their respective color style attributes for Company A and Company B. So it had been considered to be able to control better with A and have a closer point of comparison with each of the components with the respective companies and therefore group them in this way in their respective sections. Then in Atom, this type of distribution occurs with the components. The same also occurs with the molecules, and I also wanted to mention that this component library page would have also worked very well in a complementary way with this other tab of a project, a secondary project in which here we achieved, for example, include a documentation page to make the foundations more explicit for the entire team.